might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Now, JSP, okay, when you say HTML plus Java code, which becomes JSP. In the previous example, like in the previous, in the module that is servlets, how many files you have to write to execute a servlet? You have to write 3 files minimum, correct? What are they? They are your HTML code, your web.xml and Java file, correct? Now, the next technology of a servlet is JSP. What they did is they removed everything, they said why I should write 3 files. I'll write only 1 file. See, the UI portion is in HTML, Java portion, the business logic is in Java file. Why don't I combine these two? Okay, now HTML and Java file is combined, and you need not write web.xml. So all the 3 files are merged into a single file that is called as JSP. JSP stands for Java Server Pages. Okay, so like the Java has got .java extension, .xml as the XML for the XML file. JSP has got the .jsp as the extension. Okay, so see, JSP is nothing but a servlet only. You will come to know in a short while what is JSP, right? The JSP file has to be executed on the server, right? Either application server or web server. The web server is like Apache Tomcat, okay, and application servers are, couple of application servers are WebLogic, WebSphere, JBoss, Glassfish, all these things, right? Okay, now Okay, so JSP is also a server-side code, hence it has to be on one of the server, either application server or web web server, right? The next point is that, see, as I said, servlet has to write three files. One is HTML file, web.xml, and Java file. So what the next technologists have done is they removed everything, they made a single file, that is combining HTML and JSP, Java file, which is becoming JSP. Okay, so that means JSP will have both HTML and Java code. Okay, then what is the purpose of JSP? If you look here, HTML, the purpose of HTML is for display purpose, like you can write a form, the fields. Okay, UI purpose you can use HTML. Java is used for business logic, that is what project you want to develop, what the code it should contain, right? And Java can connect to the database. Okay, now so JSP is used for multi-purpose, both for UI as well as the middle layer, right? Completely end-to-end. See, if you just have JSP, you can develop end-to-end project, right? Where front end you can develop, middle tier you can develop, using JDBC you can connect to the database and get everything. So if you know JSP, you can do complete project. Okay, but right now in the industry, JSP is used for UI, user interface. Predominantly it is used for user interface. Even JSF is in the market, okay, which is like something very similar to Struts. It follows the MVC architecture, but JSF is more of a front end. Okay, now let's look at how exactly the JSP is getting compiled, right? So what is JSP file? How does it compile? When you compile, what happens? Okay. Now I will develop a file called hello.jsp. Now if I compile the JSP, what it generates is, there is a JSP compiler. What it generates is, it generates a servlet file for me. So that means, a JSP file is a servlet file only. Rather than writing three files and writing a complicated code, we are writing JSP. So when I write the JSP, it gets compiled to a servlet file only. Okay, that servlet file is again what file? It is Java file only. Correct? If you look at generic, so generic servlet, HTTP, derive the class from a generic servlet or HTTP servlet, etc. Right? Now if I compile Java C and that Java file, what it does is it generates a .class file for me. The .class file gets loaded into the memory and it is executed. Right? So when again I'll explain, right? JSP file, if you compile JSP, by using JSP compiler, it gets converted to a servlet file. Okay, so that servlet file is a Java file. That Java file has to be compiled and finally it gets into .class file. Okay, now if you look at the detailed, the execution procedure, that is what I said, JSP file, using JSP translator, it converts into the servlet file, that is .java file. Okay, Java file is compiled and it generates .class file. The .class file is loaded into the memory and executed by JRE. Okay, and that is how JSP gets executed. Okay. Okay, advantages of JSP over HTML. Okay, so basically these are the advantages of JSP. As in servlet, you need not write the code separately for HTML and Java separately. You can combine both of them. Okay, so if you look at the servlet is only for a business logic, right? What project has to be done has to be specified in servlets. Whereas in JSP, right, you can use it for front end also, that is UI or user interface.